Welcome to another lesson from my free method book series. You can download that free PDF off of thisisclassicalguitar.com or follow the link in the YouTube info section. So today I'm just going over the technique supplement. And so this is some right hand technique exercises and some left hand technique exercises, and then just a couple of other small little things. Keep in mind that I believe that, beginner students, like absolute beginners, they don't need to do a lot of technique. They need to play their pieces and memorize their pieces, look at their hands. Really, the pieces in my book, in the first section, they're essentially all technique pieces, right? There are arpeggio pieces and melody pieces, and there's already some scales thrown in there already. So really, students need to start out by having lots of musical experiences, getting really enthused, playing great music, and then later on, when they're trying to reach the intermediate level, they can do more technique exercises. But I think that a little 5-minute warm-up, there's nothing wrong with that, and it might help to get certain things across, especially if the student is having some troubles. So the first thing I recommend you do is forget about the left-hand one, start with the right-hand exercises, because they're going to be essential to playing guitar. The first exercise is just a right hand walking in groups of 4. So this is right hand exercise number 1. I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. And you should just repeat it. I just recommend my students just loop that and go through it quicker and quicker as they gain more control. So hold your hand in the right way, and we've already covered that a lot, but not down like this, just with a comfortable arch, your arms just falling into the guitar. I really like when students warm up with this because it reminds them to alternate their fingers and turn that into just automatic pilot, right? You just put that right hand onto auto and it alternates on its own. But it's also important to practice it in groups of 3. So exercise number 2 alternates in groups of 3, putting the accent on a different finger. I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. Or if I just say the accented, I am, I am. Awkward string crossings happen all the time in guitar. That's when your fingers, for example, if your M finger is playing on the 3rd string and your I finger is playing on the 2nd string, crossing the I finger over is a little awkward, but it happens all the time in guitar playing. So practicing that group of 3 really helps to get students used to the awkward string crossing, and just again turn that on to auto. Number 3 is just thumb and I finger. So P, I, 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 P, I. This is something we've talked about a lot, is keeping the thumb in front of the index finger so that they don't compete for space or have traffic jams. So this is a great exercise. Just having students do this is such a great reminder. When it's on a single string, it's really it could be very obvious that these 2 fingers shouldn't collide with each other. So keep that thumb in front. If your thumb isn't in front, you might be sitting improperly. When you're sitting more at a 45-degree angle like this, at the head of the guitar at eye level, really throws the thumb up there automatically. And then we're into regular arpeggios. So number 4. Loop it, you just keep doing it. It's just an opportunity to try out good fingering, right? Same thing, keep the thumb in front of the fingers. Number 5 is just an alternate pattern of that. Or P, M, I, P, M, I, P, M, I, P, M, I. So these are just great patterns to practice while holding a good hand position. It just solidifies the way that we play the instrument. Number 6 includes the A finger. So I ordered these in the order that you should get good at them. So get good at the first 2. Students, especially young students, I just do the first 2 with them for a very long time. Number 6 though, throws in the A finger. P-I-M-A, P-I-M-A. And you can, as you study these, you can always practice them faster. I mean, professionals can practice these. It's just regular guitar playing. I don't think students need to learn about planting yet. We can cover that in volume 2. Moving on to number 7 is just an alternate pattern, so it goes thumb, A, M, I. Number 8 is just more encouragement to keep the thumb in front of the fingers. So it goes thumb, I, M, but the thumb and the I finger are both on the 3rd string, but the M finger is on the 2nd string. Outside of reminding the student to keep the thumb in front of the fingers, playing on a single string is just harder too. It's like, takes more accuracy, so it's just good for students to practice that. Number 9 includes the A finger in that process. So the thumb and the I finger on the same string at faster speeds. These exercises are good because you can like check your posture while you're doing it. Make sure that you're really comfortable. That you can even I can even talk while I do it. It's so automatic, right? It's so automatic that I would never mess up almost. Well, I mean, I might. but it's automatic enough that I don't really have to think about it anymore. And the final one is the regular arpeggio with a changing bass. So the thumb just gravitates around. This is number 10, right? So not too many exercises for the right hand, but I think they're good ones for beginners. And if beginners can just turn those into automatic or like automatic pilot kind of sensations, or they don't have to think about it, they can just do it really comfortably. The pieces are going to be so much easier in the book because you won't have to think about the right hand so much. You just get some of that stuff down with the right hand. The left hand exercises are just designed to get all the fingers working. These are in the 5th position. So when I say 5th position, I mean that the first finger is at the 5th fret. So the first exercise, set your hand up so your thumb is behind your 2nd finger, and your fingers are kind of fanned out over these 4 frets here, starting at the 5th fret. And you're just going to activate 2 fingers at a time and link them up with the right hand. I'll demonstrate the first one. Or sorry. 1, 2, 3. As you get faster at it, sorry. It's good for students just to remember that the 2 fingers need to link up with each other, so they need to be synchronized. Students rarely practice that when they're starting out. They just try to put it all together, but this is an opportunity to really link up the 2nd finger with the M finger, for example. So the first one's already set up. So that those 2 fingers need to synchronize and play at exactly the same time in order to be legato. And you get to practice that with each combo. 2, 3. So remember, just don't forget about your other fingers. Don't let any fingers fly off when you're doing this. So not that. See, this is just all out of position. 3, 4. Just keep these around, none of this. Bring them in, fingers aligned. really great practice for students. The reason we're doing it at upper positions is that the frets are a little bit closer up here. It's just easier to do it, and it's just more comfortable for the left hand. And we've spent so much time down here that it's nice to do it up here. But you can do this exercise at any fret. Like we could do it here, or here, or here, or here. It doesn't really matter where you are. The next one is all 4 fingers on the strings. When you first start, don't leave your fingers down. Just play each note, but be close to the frets. And just focus on using the fingers properly. Students have a hard time doing that, but this is a great opportunity to just make sure you're playing on your fingertip with curved fingers. It's like a nice, easy opportunity to engage each finger and to make sure you can play well with each finger. Like really, if beginner students did this every day, I'd be so happy. If they did it with a good hand position, that is. So playing on your fingertip with curved fingers, fingers are aligned, it's all very comfortable. I move my thumb down the fingerboard as I progress to higher strings, but you could compromise and keep your thumb in the middle and just reach both of them. As you progress more with that exercise, you can keep your fingers down. In order to be more legato, just to solidify your technique. Number 4 is just the outer group. Students have such problems aligning their hand that working 1 and 4 makes so much sense. Just make sure you're not reaching out for notes like this, but curving your fingers, having your knuckles aligned. The final exercise is just for clearance. By letting both notes ring out, if you use bad technique, you'll accidentally mute it out. So this forces students to pay attention So again, if I use bad technique, my finger will mute out that string by accident. So this is a great exercise for kids too, because when they go home, they'll actually hear if they're doing it wrong, and they'll have to correct. And then the final thing in this section is just the single string chromatic scales. Some students don't necessarily practice these, but the good thing about these is that it just teaches students their musical alphabet and all the notes on the guitar. So E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, E flat, D, D flat, C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E. So it's just a nice easy pattern that jumps up 4 frets at a time. But what I usually do with this is I'll assign it, especially with youth students, with young kids, I just give them 1 a week. So all week they're going E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. First time might be a little tricky for them, but after that it's easy, and they do it for a whole week. So that means in 6 weeks we cover every note on the guitar up to the 12th fret. It's such an easy thing to do with students. Like you just tell them to do it, and they'll know all the notes on their guitar. And they'll also understand the musical alphabet so well. The first time might be a little bit tricky counting back through the musical alphabet, but students get used to it pretty quick. And the fingering is the same on all the strings. So the B string, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E flat, D flat, C, B. And I recommend saying the note names out loud so that you really solidify your musical alphabet and there's no confusion in there. Okay, I think that covers that section, but there's lots of other great technique exercises and lessons on the website, so you should check those out. If you've gone through the whole book at this point, you're ready to check out a lot of the other videos. There's over 100 lessons on the website under the lesson page, so just go to thisisclassicalguitar.com and start checking those out, and then progress on to Volume 2 of the method book series. Thanks.